Alabama gets their quarterback for the class of 2024 and five-star Julian Sayin. Boy, Gorney, this one has been all over the place throughout his recruitment. We thought he was going to Georgia. We thought he's going to LSU. Now he commits to the Tide. How did they win out here?
Yeah, Julian Sayin took a visit to Alabama for the Mississippi State weekend with his quarterback coach, Danny Hernandez. Kevin Pearson, who would coach Bryce Young for a time in high school, was also there. And I think Sayin sitting down with Nick Saban and with Bill O'Brien really sold him. He understands that Alabama is the most elite program in college football, but just getting to experience what it was like in Tuscaloosa that night, and it wasn't really even the biggest weekend of the year there, and sitting down with Saban and having him be sold on what can be developed there, and then with Bill O'Brien as his offensive coordinator, he loves that he's a former college coach at Penn State briefly, that he has tremendous amount of NFL experience. And if anyone's been around Julian Sayin for 5 minutes, he's a very professional kid. He's, very grounded and down to earth, is going to take his time making decisions. Looked like Georgia was going to win out there for a while. He decided to hold off and wait a little longer to take some more visits. Then LSU sort of emerged because he really likes what Brian Kelly and those guys are doing down there. But once he took that Alabama visit, it looked like it swung in the Crimson Tide's favor. They made it clear that he's their top target for 2024. Now they got him.
Yeah, and he's the kind of guy that he's really cerebral and has patience. He's not the kind of player that if he doesn't win the starting job 3 months into being on campus, he's going to transfer, and he has to know that kind of going into a stacked quarterback situation at Alabama, right?
Yeah, it's there's a lot of names there, but it's sort of open, I would guess. Milroe and Ty Simpson, and then bringing in Holstein and Lonergan in this class. It doesn't seem like there's a clear next Bryce Young there. So yeah, but Sayin is absolutely that guy. He's not going to be a guy with expectations to come in and start from day one. But very much like Bryce, they're very different players, but they're both very cerebral and really understanding. Like Bryce Young went to Alabama and he sat behind Mac Jones for a year and then really emerged as the best player in college football. And Sayin is very similar in that sense. He's going to want to go in and learn and be patient and be smart and know the playbook back and forth before he even steps foot on the field. And I think he and Saban will have sort of that symbiotic relationship there, that they understand each other in that way that Saban and Bryce Young do. So I think this is a very good connection that he has. If Bill O'Brien is still there as offensive coordinator, that will be a very good quarterback room led by Sayin. If he's not, I'm sure someone else will come in and do a tremendous job. So, he picked the school that was the most professional with the best development. That's what he was looking for the whole time, and he found it at Alabama.
Yeah, and when Arch Manning committed, the word was, okay, it's going to be wherever Arch doesn't go, Alabama or Texas. And I told that to Julian when I saw him in May, and he was like, "No, that's not true." So I can't wait to see him again and say I was right the whole time and you knew it. So uh, be sure to check out TideIllustrated.com. Huge commitment. They're going to have a ton of coverage, and they have a bunch of coverage of Alabama as they push to make it back to the college football playoff.